Developing news coming out today, February the 5th, 2025, as we are hearing that the United States and the Mexican cartels are essentially at war with each other, and we are hearing that Tom Homan is saying that right now the Mexican cartels, Donald Trump, he is saying that they are ready to essentially wipe them off of the face of the earth, as we are hearing that the ICE agents, the Border Patrol, is in battles right now with the Mexican cartels, and like I said, they're saying they're prepared to wipe them off the face of the earth, declaring them essentially a terrorist organization and saying we are ready to crack down on the border and these Mexican cartels. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. But let's take a look at the latest articles, headlines, video footage, so that way you can see it for yourself. Mexican cartels are targeting Border Patrol agents with kamikaze drones, explosives, amid Trump crackdown, according to reports. The warnings come as the Trump administration continues to enact tough border security measures and targets illegal immigrants for deportation. Cartel del Noreste leader arrested in Nuevo Laredo, triggering citywide gunfights. And we're hearing one of the leaders of the cartels has been arrested. You can see right here, gun battles disrupt flights in Mexico border cities, triggering U.S. consulate warning. This all coming out in the last 48 hours. You can see the date, February the 4th. From cartels to now terrorists, Trump imposes a new paradigm on Mexico in a war on drugs, as we're hearing Donald Trump is cracking down on this. And like I said, I've got some video footage for you from the border czar, Tom Homan. He is warning that violence looms at the border. He said it is coming, and he said that Trump will wipe the Mexican cartels off of the face of the earth. He said, we are ready to crack down, and the cartel doesn't know what's coming for them. Tom Homan also has vowed to prosecute the New Jersey governor if migrant admission that he is saying is true. And I'm going to share with you the video footage as you can see them going across the southern border, the patrols that are taking place. Wait till you see the video footage. I've got a lot of information to cover for you, as we are hearing there are a lot of developments along the southern border, and we are basically at war with these cartels. The United States is saying that they are terrorist groups, and we are ready to wipe them out. Man, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. But things are escalating significantly. Donald Trump not playing, as he has entered into office, and we are just weeks into his term, and there are mass deportations taking place, and they are cracking down on the border. And we're hearing that we are basically at war with the cartels right now, and they are saying that they are prepared as well. We've been seeing shootouts, as I mentioned, explosives straps to drones, explosives in the ground. They are targeting Border Patrol agents and ICE. Things are escalating. I'm going to get you caught up on the latest. So let's go ahead and dive right into the video footage and the articles. But before we do, if you appreciate the updates, don't forget, take a quick second, hit that like button for me. Help spread this out further so more people can get the latest updates. Just takes a second. Thank you so much. Also, hit the subscribe button to stay up to date. Totally free. Why not? I'll keep you up to speed on everything, and stay subscribed. Some people getting unsubscribed from the channel. We're not sure why. I think it has something to do with YouTube settings. And also, I reference all of these articles and videos just like a book report, cited, linked in the description. You can click the hyperlinks, go look at it for yourself, and see that these are the latest articles that have come out. Try to hold myself to the highest level of accountability to the community, so that way you can rest assured and know that this is the latest. But let's go ahead and dive right in. Let's start off with some video footage, so that way you can see it for yourself, as we're hearing it is going down between the Mexican cartels and the United States. And let me know your thoughts on this. Is Donald Trump about to wipe out these cartels? If you think so, put a 47. If you think no, put no. But we're hearing that Tom Homan is saying that we are coming in hot. We're going to wipe them out. They don't know what's going to hit them, and that they are now addressing them as a terrorist organization. Let's go ahead and take a look at the video footage, so that way you can see it for yourself.
President Trump's border crackdown picking up steam. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth and my next guest were there yesterday, and here to talk about it, White House border czar Tom Homan. Sir, thank you for sticking around with us as we had that breaking news on another one of the cabinet nominees, RFK Jr., who advances to the floor. Here is President Trump on his call with Mexico, saying that it went very well. Watch.
So the call with Mexico went very well, in the sense that they're very strong now on the border. They're going to put soldiers there. So, actually, they're best military soldiers, and they're going to be at the border, 10,000. That's a lot of soldiers, and they want to protect it also.
You also had this in the New York Post, that Mexican drug cartels plan attacks on Border Patrol agents with kamikaze drones and other explosives to fight U.S. crackdown. Does President Trump designating the cartels as a terrorist organization change the way that we can protect our Border Patrol agents?
Well, look, by designating terrorist organizations, if we bring the whole of government against these cartels, for instance, illegal cartels in 42 countries across the globe. So it gives us a lot of might, a lot of firepower to attack not only their infrastructure and their operations, but attack their money, take their money away. If we take their money away, they can't bribe officials, they can't bribe law enforcement. So President Trump is serious, and I agree with 100% on the terrorist designation because of one reason, because they've killed more Americans than every terrorist organization in the world combined. And let's remember, just like terrorist organizations, they've killed thousands of journalists, politicians, judges, prosecutors. So absolutely, it's a game changer.
And tell me what you know about what the cartels are thinking. Obviously, they would like fentanyl to keep coming across the border.
Look, I've said for months, once we secure this border, which we're pretty much there now, but once we secure the border and shut down their business, because if they can't get the drugs across, if they can't get the sex trafficking of women and children across, and the alien smuggling, I mean, they're making more money right now than they've ever made. That's why the cartels in Mexico are having a war between themselves, trying to take control of each other's plazas because there's so much money involved. Once we secure the border and make it more difficult for them to make money, it's going to become violent. You're going to see violence on the border, and it's unfortunate, but we know it's coming. Border Patrol is prepared. It's great to have the military on the southern border. They're prepared. It'd be a bad move on their part to harm any Border Patrol agent or soldier, because I think President Trump will reply with great force, and I think he has the capability of wiping these cartels off the face of the earth if they harm our soldiers or Border Patrol agents. So, word of advice, I wouldn't go there.
Do you trust the National Guard troops of Mexico that President Sheinbaum said she would put on the northern border? Her northern border, our southern?
Well, we'll see. I mean, under Trump's first administration, they put military on their northern and southern border, and it had a great effect. But we'll see. Like I'm not ashamed to say that, you know, for decades I've said many in the military, Mexican military, many in Mexican law enforcement are corrupt, and a lot of it's not by choice. Either you do what the cartels tell you to do, or they'll kill you and your family. So we'll see. But the first administration, they were very effective. So I'm hoping they're equally a lot more effective now. With our military on the border, their military on the border, the cartel's going to be hurting. Which means this: when we secure the border, less fentanyl overdose deaths in the United States, less sex trafficking of women and children, less known suspected terrorists coming across that southern border. So it's a game changer, and President Trump's moving at lightning speed. I'm simply amazed what President Trump does every day to prove to me that he's the greatest president in my lifetime. He makes moves every day that supports that claim.
I want to ask you about this. I won't play the sound just for time, but Secretary Rubio has said that El Salvador has offered to hold dangerous U.S. citizens and criminal migrants in its jails. What do you think of that?
I think it's great. Under President Trump's first administration, they wouldn't take back MS-13 members. And when I told President Trump that, it took President Trump 48 hours until we were filling planes full of MS-13 members and sending them south. We got a strong president, and El Salvador's got a great president. They pretty much knocked MS-13 off their feet in the country of El Salvador. He's put tens of thousands of them in his prisons, and he's willing to take the ones we arrest here. He's willing to take a lot of criminal aliens that we arrest here. So great partnership so far with the president of El Salvador. Great partnership.
All right, Tom Homan there in El Paso for us. Thank you for sticking around with us. We really do appreciate that.
There you have it, you guys. So that was Tom Homan, and he said that President Donald Trump is proving time and time and again that he is the best president that the United States has ever seen. And let me know if you agree in the comments. If you agree, drop those 47s. And that also includes 47 if you think that he is going to wipe them. You heard him say it. You heard Tom Homan say that he believes that Donald Trump has the ability to wipe the cartels off the face of the earth. If they want to go down this road, they're going to regret it. And if you agree 100%, drop those 47s. He said that Donald Trump is proving time and time and again how he has been the greatest president that the U.S. has ever seen. But right now, the cartels are targeting our Border Patrol, our ICE agents, and things are escalating. Let's go ahead and take a look at this article right here before we we dive into some more video footage that I'm going to be sharing with you here, Mexican cartels are targeting Border Patrol agents with kamikaze drones, explosives, amid Trump crackdown, according to reports. Now, I shared this with you as soon as it had come out that we had heard that the cartels, they are weaponizing drones that could be kamikaze, suicide drones that would attack Border Patrol agents. Now, the warnings come as the Trump administration continues to enact tough border security measures and targets illegal immigrants for deportation. Mexican drug cartels are ordering their members to target U.S. Border Patrol agents with kamikaze drones and other explosives amid a crackdown at the southern border by the Trump administration. An internal memo titled Officer Safety Alert cited social media posts and other sources for the warning to federal agents, the New York Post reported. Agents were reminded to be cognizant of their surroundings and should be wearing their ballistic armor and utilizing their long firearms. On February 1st of 2025, the El Paso Sector Intelligence and Operations Center received information advising the Mexican cartel leaders have authorized the deployment of drones equipped with explosives to be used against U.S. Border Patrol agents and U.S. military personnel currently working along the border with Mexico, the memo obtained by the newspaper stated. It is recommended that all U.S. Border Patrol agents and Department of Defense personnel working along the border report any sightings of drones to their respective leadership staff and the EPT IOC, it said. Fox News Digital has reached out to the U.S. Border Patrol, U.S. Customs and Border Protection, and U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement. News Nation, which was first to report on the memo, reported TikTok posts and other social media sites used Mexican drug cartels by Mexican drug cartels have also advised illegal immigrants to spit and urinate on ICE agents and defecate in their vehicles. Other posts have urged assassins to target Border Patrol personnel. Last week, Border Patrol agents received gunfire from cartel members in Mexico while patrolling in Fronton, Texas, the Texas Department of Public Safety has said. The cartel members fled Mexico because of a military presence and sought refuge on an island between Mexico and the U.S., DPS said. The warning comes as the Trump administration has launched deportation raids targeting illegal immigrants with criminal records and enacted tougher measures to secure the southern border. Cartel leaders have realized a proactive U.S. presence on the border could cut into their drug and human smuggling profits, the memo showed, according to the Post. Last week, U.S. Senator Mike Lee of Utah suggested the idea of the U.S. greenlighting private parties to target drug cartels for profit. Wow, let me know your thoughts. Be able to hunt them down and get profit for doing so. Would you be interested in doing that? Let me know. Put yes in the comments if you would sign up to do that. Hunt down the cartels. Put a no if you would not. Now, Congress could issue letters of marque and reprisals authorizing private security firms or specialty trained civilians to intercept cartel operations, particularly those involving drug shipments or human trafficking across the border, Lee wrote on X. Focus on disrupting supply lines, capturing high-level targets, or seizing assets like boats, vehicles, cash, gold, or equipment used in criminal activities. Wow, man, let me know your thoughts. If you've been looking for work, you might be able to get some protecting our borders. Lee suggested it would lower costs to American taxpayers since privateers would be paid a portion of what they capture and bring back to the U.S. Wow, you would also get a portion of whatever you capture from the cartels as well. So take them out and you get to split what it was that is captured with the U.S. and you'd be doing the U.S. a service. So, man, they are enrolling privateers, they said, to go ahead and get involved with working against the cartels. As we are hearing, they have deemed them a terrorist group and they are saying, let's go ahead and wipe them out. Let me know your thoughts. I'm seeing a lot of yeses coming in. People saying, give me a job. Let's go. Sign me up. Delta Force, go, go, go. I see somebody else saying nope. John Brown saying 100% yes. So we've got a lot of people here on the channel that are saying they are game, that they are ready to go ahead and start working to take out those cartels. Now, we're hearing that we are currently at war. And take a look at this picture. This is one of the cartel leaders we're hearing. Cartel del Noreste leader arrested in Nuevo Laredo, triggering citywide gunfights. So this individual being arrested has caused massive breakout of gunfights taking place, and things are escalating with the tensions at the U.S.-Mexico border. And we're hearing, though, as I mentioned, Tom Homan is saying that we are ready to go. He said that Trump will wipe out the Mexican cartels off the face of the earth. Let's go ahead and take a look at this video footage so you can hear it for yourself.
Border czar Tom Homan, Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, they met with troops and toured the border in El Paso. And Tom Homan joins me now. Tom, let's get right at this. There are reports that the cartels plan to attack Border Patrol agents with suicide drones. How are you going to fight that?
Well, look, I've said for a while that the cartels aren't going to take this lightly. When we secure the border, we're taking billions of dollars out of their pockets, right? Because they're making record amounts of money in alien smuggling, sex trafficking of women and children, and drugs. So they're not going to go away, quietly. They're going to fight this thing. So, we're going to take them on. Look, we got the military on the border now. Border Patrol agents are well aware of the threats. There will be violence, and it's something we're prepared to handle. But I warn to the cartels: if they harm a Border Patrol agent, one of our soldiers, President Trump will not hesitate to take extreme action. I think President Trump would wipe them off the face of the earth, just like he did ISIS and the Caliphate. So I would think the cartels would pay attention. We have a strong president who's not going to take it.
If our troops on the border are fired at from Mexico, not necessarily with drones, but just rifle fire, something like that, what will we do? Will we fire back inside Mexico?
Absolutely. We're going to protect the men and women working that front line. I mean, they got a dangerous job, and these threats from Mexican cartels even make it more dangerous. So they're well prepared, and we'll do what we have to do to defend this country and defend the men and women wearing that badge and wearing that uniform. Absolutely, we'll take action immediately.
10,000 Mexican troops going to the border. Are they going to take on the cartels as well?
Well, I think so. Look, President Trump, again, a game changer, right? He's moving at record speed with the military operations on the border. I was with Pete Hegseth all day yesterday, shoulder to shoulder, great partner. We've already locked down the border at a very high level. I think it's a 76% decline across the southern border. DOD's in the game, and I think we're rocking it. And I think for the first time, I'm confident under this second administration, we'll absolutely have operational control of our southern border across from every mile of the border. We have operational control, and that has not happened in the history of this nation. And I think we're going to achieve that goal for President Trump and under this administration.
Over the weekend, I believe more than 700 illegal migrants were arrested. They included people convicted of murder, robbery, domestic violence. 700. It's a large number, but is it enough?
Look, there were about 9,000 total arrests in the interior since we started. It's a good number, but we need more, and I'm not satisfied yet. We're going to continue running these operations. We're going to continue doing significant targeting actions. We've got to remember, we have concentrated on the worst first, right? We're concentrating on significant public safety threats and national security threats. Once we open that aperture up to those the 1.4 million that are here illegally, been ordered removed by a federal judge and didn't leave and became a fugitive, we got that whole population. So as that aperture opens up, you're going to see the rest increase. So we're at a good place now. I'm not going to be happy till we got exactly what we want to get, but we're working our way toward there. This is, again, action we're doing right now with the whole of government, not just ICE, FBI, DEA, U.S. Marshals. We got all these different agencies coming to the table working on the interior enforcement operation with us. You're going to see those numbers continually increase as we work week to week on the interior enforcement operations.
I've got to tell you, Tom, that anecdotally, I've heard locally, I live in New Jersey and in the New York area, I've heard that the streets in some small towns are empty. The undocumented, the illegals, are disappearing. Have you heard that?
I've heard that in several instances, but look, if they're in the country illegally, they should be concerned. You and I would be concerned if we were living in another country illegally, especially if a federal judge ordered us to leave and we didn't leave. They need to be concerned. But, the immigrant community as a whole, we're not doing neighborhood sweeps. We're not looking for people different than us. We have a clear prioritization of what we're doing. So if you're here illegally, you're in the immigrant community, you should feel safe and go about your daily lives. But if you're a significant public safety threat, and you're a national security threat, you should be concerned because we're looking for you.
New Jersey's governor, that's Phil Murphy, he said on tape that he had an illegal migrant living in his home. He's since walked that back. But he did try to challenge the administration. So I'm waiting for the feds to come after her. This is the illegal living in his house. Now, okay, he's walked it back. What do you say to that kind of thing from the governor of a state?
It's ridiculous. And look, we're looking into it. Bottom line, he put it out there. We'll look into it. But if he's knowingly harboring, concealing an illegal alien from ICE, that is a felony, and we will seek prosecution. Remember, you know, they've said for the last 4 years, no one's above the law. Well, either is he. So maybe he's bluffing, maybe he's testing us, but I wouldn't test this administration. We're taking this seriously, and anybody that knowingly impedes us, anybody that knowingly harbors and conceals an illegal alien is in violation of Title 8, United States Code 1324. We will seek prosecution.
Tom Homan, thanks very much for being.
There you have it, you guys. That was Tom Homan saying that they will go after Governor Murphy if he is housing illegal immigrants, which he claimed he was. They're saying that he walked back those statements, but he said nobody is above the law. We will take him in too. If he is doing this, this is against the law. ICE is trying to do their job right now for the federal government, saying we will take the governor and we will get him. This is not okay. Man, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. If you like the sound of that they will even take governors if they are defying the President of the United States' orders to clean up our streets. If you like that, drop a 47 in the comments, as they're saying. You heard it, Tom Homan saying that they will go ahead and address that directly. Now, in addition to that, we got a little bit more footage on that as well. Tom Homan, he has vowed that he will prosecute the New Jersey governor if migrant admission is true, that they are housing these migrants, the governor of New Jersey. Let me know your thoughts. But let's take a look at this video footage. A little bit more here from Sean Hannity. Let's go ahead and take a look.
Trump administration border czar Tom Homan. You know, Tom, great to see you, by the way. Thanks for what you're doing. I think that video says it all, doesn't it?
Absolutely. You know, where's our tears for the 500,000 children that were trafficked in the country, separated from their families, put in the hands of criminal cartels, and they can't find over 300,000 of them. I guarantee some of these children are sex trafficking and forced labor. Where's your tears for those? Where's your tears for the 250,000 Americans dead from fentanyl poisoning because of an open border? Where's your tears for the 600% increase of sex trafficking of women and children? And of course, where's your tears for all the young ladies been raped, murdered, and burned alive? So, you know, it's just pathetic.
Yeah, well, you got some help from President Trump, and for now he got Canada and Mexico, Colombia, and even Venezuela to accept back these illegal immigrants. And you now have Gitmo as a place to put many of them. How important are those developments to you?
You know, President Trump proves every day he's the greatest president in my lifetime, and I mean that. That he's moving at lightning speed. Look what we've done. You're right. Seeing airplanes of illegal aliens landing in Gitmo, a game changer. Seeing the Department of Defense take airplanes south with illegal aliens, first time in my 34 years of doing this job, a game changer. President Trump's making progress every single day. Our numbers already, remember, Sean, it wasn't too long ago, we were dealing with 10,000, 11,000 illegal entries a day. Yesterday, 524. And not one of them, not a single one was released. They're either returned or detained seeking prosecution. So game changer, greatest president of my lifetime, proves it every day. And look, we got a lot more to do. And I got a great team. We got the greatest president I ever worked for. You got Secretary Noem. She's already been on the ground with the Border Patrol. She's been on the ground with ICE. She's been on the water Coast Guard. She's done more enforcement actions in a week than my orchestra has done in 4 years. I got Pete Hegseth, shoulder to shoulder Pete Hegseth, giving us all the DOD assets to lock that border down. So, you know, what a great team. You got Steve Miller, the architect, right? He amazes me every day at the White House. We have one hell of a team. We will not fail this president.
Let me read a headline to you. Chicago leaders encourage residents to exercise their rights in resisting Trump's deportation policies. The governor of New Jersey, Phil Murphy, basically admitted that he knew somebody that didn't have full documentation, that he was hiding over his garage. Then we have Tom Tillis, senator from North Carolina, saying that people should have the right to sue sanctuary cities and states that aid and abet in lawbreaking. Your comment on all of that?
Well, I think the governor's pretty foolish saying what he said, because I got note of it. won't let it go. We'll look into it. And if he's knowingly harboring, concealing an illegal alien, that's a violation of Title 8 United States Code 1324. I would seek prosecution, or the Secretary would seek prosecution. So maybe he's bluffing. If he's not, we'll deal with that. And as far as suing sanctuary cities, well, get in line, because the Trump administration is going to do that already. Sanctuary cities are sanctuaries for criminals. There's one example, right? If the young sanctuary cities in New York City, if they would have gave us over the killer of Laken Riley when he got arrested in New York City for endangering a child, he would have been in jail, and he would never killed Laken Riley. Sanctuary cities are responsible for deaths of thousands of young children throughout my career, and we're going to sue him. We're going to hold him. And look, if he's got to go to the Supreme Court, that's what President Trump wanted to do. He will end sanctuary cities.
You know, there was a 2011 Government Accountability Office study found 3 million criminal offenses had been committed by illegal immigrants. This is before Harris, Biden, Mayorkas threw the floodgates wide open, 12, 14, 15, who knows how many. Do we have any estimates? We know there's about 350,000 missing children that have been used by illegal immigrants. Do we have any estimates how many Americans have been victims of violent crime, murdered and raped? Do we have any idea of that number at this point?
You know, there's really no metric on that, because, you know, it's, of course, in the thousands. We have no metric because of one reason. Many sanctuary cities don't even track the nationality. When they book them into jail, they won't ask what country they're from, what their immigration status is, because they don't want ICE to find out. So even though we know sanctuary cities are protecting criminals, we find out about a lot of them. There are a lot we don't find out about, because they simply won't gather the biometrics so we know who they are. But again, I think President Trump, this administration, are going to sue sanctuary cities. We need that information. I'll say it again. Sanctuaries are sanctuaries for criminals, bottom line.
All right. So what will happen? What will ICE do to the politicians, the advocacy groups, the cities and states that have sanctuary status that are aiding and abetting in the law breaking? What will you do to those people that are openly not just opposing, but helping those people that broke the law and didn't respect our borders and sovereignty?
If they openly impede us, that's a violation of federal law. It's a felony. If they knowingly harbor and conceal an alien, that's a felony. We will seek prosecution through the U.S. Attorney's Office. We got a great U.S. Attorney coming in, Pam Bondi. She's all in. So we're going to seek prosecution, Sean. That's what we have to do, because they're releasing public safety threats back in the community. Any sanctuary city, any elected mayor, city councilman, a governor who thinks it's a good idea to release public safety threats back in the community to reoffend, it's just ridiculous. We're going to hold them accountable. The Trump administration will hold them accountable to prosecution.
All right, Tom Homan, great job. Amazing 2 weeks as you begin your third week. We appreciate your time.
Wow, there you have it, you guys. And keep in mind, right there, we just heard from Sean Hannity. This has only been going on for 2 weeks, entering into 3. Man, let me know your thoughts. Donald Trump getting stuff done. Homan not playing around, and they are saying that they are here to take all these individuals that have committed crimes, that are here illegally, that are doing all the most heinous crimes against the innocent, the elderly, the young. They are shipping them out. They are getting them out of here. And we also heard him say that even if the governor of New Jersey himself, who claimed that he was housing illegal immigrants, if he's doing it, we're going after him too. He said that is illegal housing, housing illegal immigrants. He said, I don't care if you're the governor. We're going to investigate you. We're going to take care of that. Now, as we heard, they said that he has kind of walked that back since. But man, the ICE Patrol, Border Patrol, they are not playing around. And as I mentioned to you, take a look at these articles again really quickly here with me. Mexican cartels targeting the Border Patrol agents with kamikaze drones, explosives amid Trump crackdown, according to reports. The cartel, one of the cartel leaders, he has been captured. This has triggered citywide gunfights, and there are gun battles that are disrupting flights in Mexican border cities, triggering U.S. consulate warnings as well. This article says gunfights on Monday shook a Mexican border city plagued by drug cartel-related violence, forcing the suspension of flights at local airports, according to authorities. The violence in Nuevo Laredo, just south of Texas, followed the arrest of an alleged local cartel leader, Ricardo Gonzalez, alias El Ricky. The U.S. consulate in Nuevo Laredo issued a security alert saying that it had received reports of multiple gunfights throughout the city. U.S. government personnel were advised to shelter in place, it added. Hours later, the consulate said that it would be closing on Tuesday today due to an emergency situation in the city. Nuevo Laredo Airport canceled flights and was expected to reschedule them for Tuesday. Mayor Carmen Lilia Canturosa said on social media. Earlier, local authorities asked residents not to leave their homes. The incident comes about a week after the U.S. consulate in Mexico issued warnings about gun battles, kidnapping, and EIDs in Mexican border regions. EIDs are being increasingly manufactured and used by criminal organizations in this region, the consulate said, noting that the IEDs destroyed a Mexican government vehicle in Rio Bravo and injured its occupant on January 23rd. Separately, the U.S. State Department last week issued a travel warning for Tamaulipas State, which bordered Nuevo Laredo. Organized crime activity, including gun battles, various things, armed robberies, carjackings, kidnappings, forced disappearances, extortion, and various assaults, is common along this northern border, the travel warning said. Wow, gunfights are common in Nuevo Laredo, one of the Mexican cities most affected by the drug-related violence. In October, human rights activists and relatives blamed the Army and National Guard troops in the loss of life of a nurse and an 8-year-old girl in Nuevo Laredo. On Monday, President Claudia Sheinbaum said that she would deploy 10,000 troops to the U.S.-Mexican border in the face of mounting pressure from Washington to halt the drug trafficking. So there you have it, you guys. Chaos is just exploding on the southern border between the United States and Mexico, between the Border Patrol, the ICE, the cartels. We are hearing that they are going back and forth. And as I mentioned, we are hearing now that the Trump administration has declared the cartels a terrorist group, and they are not messing around. They are going after them. And we're hearing that there are actually battles taking place on the border. And as you heard from Tom Homan, he said, we will wipe you out. You do not want to mess with the Trump administration right now. We will go ahead and wipe you off of the face of the earth. He said you don't want to mess with the wrath of the United States and Donald Trump, as we are taking this very seriously. Man, let me know your thoughts. And if you believe it, drop a 47 in the comments that now Donald Trump's about ready to go toe-to-toe with the cartels, and that if you believe that Tom Homan, the U.S. military, Border Patrol, ICE, all of these individuals are going to wipe the cartels out. We're going to see more arrests like we saw with El Ricky. Drop a 47 in the comments for your support, and that you believe that the words that are coming out of Tom Homan's mouth. Or if you think no, put a no. If you think that the cartels are going to have a special surprise for the U.S., let me know your thoughts. But you guys, let me share with you some more video footage coming out. As we've got some video footage here, it says, fired up, Lawrence Jones tours the southern border with Hegseth and Homan, actually at the southern border. So let's take a look at this video footage. You can see it for yourself of them actually touring the southern border and what is going on down there. Let's go ahead and take a look. And do me a favor, if you haven't done so yet and you appreciate the updates, as we're hearing that the cartels are essentially at war right now with the United States. If you appreciate the updates, hit that like button for me, and let's go ahead and watch the video footage.
Hegseth making his first trip yesterday to the border since he was confirmed.
And Lawrence joined him and our border czar, Tom Homan, down in El Paso.
Hey, Lawrence.
Hey, good morning, family. It was an electric day yesterday. We were here in Texas. We went to New Mexico. Also, the Secretary of Defense could get briefings of what's happening at our southern border. Take a look.
Border security is national security. That's what it's all about. And then also to see the troops. This is what we're going to do everywhere we go. Here at home, overseas, see the troops, make sure they're locked in on their mission, make sure they know how much we appreciate what they do. That's what the president wants. That's what the American people voted for, and we're going to deliver it.
Mr. Secretary, we'll follow your lead. So we just touched down at a U.S. military hangar to talk with the troops.
So what y'all are doing right now is the front lines.
We're going to head into the chopper, go get a view of the border from the sky.
So, Mr. Secretary, have the meetings been so hard? As you've been talking with your command staff about getting this border secure, are they ready? Do they have the tools necessary already?
You know, it's been incredible to watch the military respond to the lawful orders of the commander-in-chief. There's been no hesitation. There's been full integration, belief in the mission. You know, our generation has spent 20 years guarding other people's borders while watching an invasion of our own. And the great people, the Border Patrol and DHS and ICE have done the best they can, but nobody can bring assets to bear like the Defense Department. Nobody.
If the military is not able to be used to defend our own country, then what is it for?
You're going to have your men and women there. What happens if they get bum rushed or someone fires on them?
It's a great question. It's one of the first ones we encountered, right? At some level, rules of engagement or what's the standing order if it changed. And there was never a question. Obviously, always troops will be able to defend themselves. That's, if fired upon, you can and will fire back. We're not putting sitting ducks on the border.
We'll stand by for the tour.
As we get closer down into the wall, how much slack time do you anticipate before wall construction can recommence? We're actually going to get started a lot quicker than we've ever in the past.
You don't have to wait for the reconciliation bill from Congress.
Correct. We literally have funding from 2021, 22, 23, and 24. That funding is immediately being spent on projects that were offered during the previous administration.
So we just finished a briefing with the Secretary of Defense, Chief of Border Patrol, as well as the Border Czar.
The law is that they get in illegal under Biden, they're going to go home. We're going to secure the border, and this country will be a lot safer.
You two gentlemen's commitment that by the end of this 4 years, and I know you both, I know the President has confidence in you both, that we will have, for the first time in American history, operational control of the border. Is that a promise y'all can keep?
I mean, Lawrence, sooner than that, if it takes that long, we're not doing our job right.
We're not waiting 4 years. We're going to get this done. Look,
Tom's going to go find him internally. We're going to prevent him from coming in the first place. And between that, we're going to secure the country because that is national security.
A report is out that says that the Mexican cartel plans on using drones as well as firing upon our agents and military. If this were to happen, what would be the response of something like this?
Well, obviously not going to stand for that, Lawrence. The most powerful military in the world will not be intimidated by anybody, let alone cartels.
it's not a question of if, it's when. It's going to happen. President Trump designated a terrorist organization, we can put on business, they make billions of dollars, we're not going to go quietly. There will be violence.
It looks like Mexico they've caved to the terror threat from the President of the United States, saying that if they did not stop the fentanyl and the illegals coming across the border, that there was going to be a tariff on them. They have since come to a temporary negotiation.
Yeah, we have no better negotiator at the helm than our Commander-in-Chief, Donald Trump. The military here has the assets. The mission is clear. We will secure that border. Nothing's going to intimidate us or back us off that challenge. And if we have to be even more proactive, we will be.
This is national security. When we secure the border, less people die from fentanyl, less women and children sex trafficked, less people on terrorist watches cross that border. This is a national security issue. President Trump can shut it down.
And guys, I was with the Secretary of Defense all day yesterday. The one thing that did not make air that I think the audience would like to know about is when I talk with the troops. The fire that's in his belly, you see it in the rank and file. They're excited about doing their job and hunting down bad guys. That's what they signed up to do. They didn't sign up to be babysitters, change diapers. There's a place for people to do that. It's not the military. It's not the Border Patrol.
A great report, a great ride along. Lawrence, I got a question for you. At the top of the program, we were talking a little bit about how the cartels apparently are going to have kamikaze drones that are going to go ahead and target our Border Patrol and, by extension, also our service personnel over there. If they know that there is a cartel with a base where they're launching drones or they're shooting at our guys, let's say 100 yards into Mexico or a mile into Mexico, at what point does the United States military say, you know what, time to take you out?
Well, I think the president will respond by what he's always said. You harm any American, you shoot at any American, there will be a response. Just words of the wise for the cartel, because I sat through some of the unclassified briefing yesterday. They know exactly where they are. Yeah. They know where the leadership is. During the past administration, one of the things the president wanted is to do military strikes, military operations on those. And then you had some of the 4-stars and the Secretary of Defense at the time that didn't want to carry out that plan. Well, there's a new Secretary of Defense, there are new 4-stars, and they will be carrying out those missions.
You know, Lawrence, you did an excellent job. And when I see you on the border riding a horse with Kristi Noem, I see you walking around with Tom Homan and with Pete Hegseth, and then we see Marco Rubio with Maduro, and we see him with the president of El Salvador. We know our president's going to sit down with Netanyahu. This just shows strength. That's what comes to mind when I see these images.
And you feel it as well, Ainsley. But first of all, it's an incredible honor to be with the newly elected officials, to hear the stories, to hear the plans. But it's also an honor to be with the rank and file, to see the spirit, to see the fire in their belly. I mean, we got some great men and women that are very good at their jobs. And I got to see some of the technology. For the cartel, you have drones, our drones are bigger. You have weapons, our weapons are bigger. The spirit, the weaponry, and as well as the leadership is stronger in America. And I hope our audience got to see that through our packages over the last couple of days.
Indeed. And you've got more with the troops coming up, Lawrence. Great job down there in El Paso.
Lawrence.
Very nicely done.
Yes.
There you have it, you guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, as they are saying that if they're going to, what do they say, F around, they're going to find out. FAFO. Drop that in the comments if you agree, as we're hearing that they are no match. You heard him say that at the very end there. The cartel has, been an issue for quite some time. They've been causing all these problems, doing all these border issues, and then Trump is saying, all right, it's time to go toe-to-toe. We're declaring you a terrorist organization, and we are going to take care of business. And right now we're hearing that there have been shootouts. There are now weaponized drones that are attacking the Border Patrol and the ICE, and they are saying, hey, we will wipe you off the face of the earth. This is what we heard from Tom Homan and Donald Trump. They're saying that the cartels, their time is running out, that they have had enough of this. It's going to stop. We're hearing that they've gotten Mexico on their side. They're going to be sending 10,000 troops to the border. And you heard him just say right now that they have intel, and they know exactly where the cartels are and that they could wipe them out at any moment. So right now they're saying that the U.S. is showing restraint at this time from coming in and just totally, as Tom Homan said, wiping them off of the face of the earth. And so, as I shared with you, they said there could potentially be opportunities for privateers. If you are interested in getting involved, they might actually be hiring private individuals if you got free time, to go ahead and hunt the cartels, take them out. And as you take them out, if you capture gold, money, different things, whatever assets it is that you capture, that they will actually give you a portion of whatever it is you capture as well, the value of it. So they're saying they're opening it up to private individuals that want to be essentially vigilantes and get involved as independent contractors to help. Now, that is from that article that I shared with you from Fox News. I'll put it up on the screen. And as you guys know, here on the channel, I cite all the sources, put it on the screen, read right from it. You can see this came out yesterday evening. It says it came out February 3rd, 2025 at 8:22 Eastern Standard Time. In here, it discusses that. So I'll keep an eye on it for those of you that are interested. I saw a lot of people saying, hey, I'm ready. I want to be employed as a privateer hunting the cartels, taking them out. So that is going to be available. Now, in addition to that, as I mentioned, we also have heard that there has been the ongoing battle between the two since Trump has gotten to office. But the Cartel del Noreste leader arrested in Nuevo Laredo, triggering citywide gunfights. We're hearing gunfights have been breaking out in border cities. And the cartels, Trump is saying he's going to be taking them out. An entirely new paradigm shift taking place on the war that is taking place at the border between the cartels, the U.S., and like I said, we saw the video footage as we saw a confident Tom Homan coming in and saying, yes, violence is looming on the border. It is coming. But he said that we will wipe the cartels off the face of the earth. And he said, and if anybody is harboring these illegal immigrants that are here, and many of them criminals, he said, we will find you, we will prosecute you. We don't even care if you're the mayor or the governor of New Jersey who claimed he was doing this. He said, we're going to investigate and we will prosecute you. So right now they are not messing around. So breaking news coming out. Things are escalating and developing as we're essentially at war right now, the United States with the cartels. and we're going to be seeing where we go from here. But you guys, I will continue to keep you up to date every step of the way, so that way you know exactly what is going on, as there is a lot taking place. And also, if you missed it, check out my videos from earlier today and also yesterday, as we're hearing that there are trade wars that are looming as well. Now, Mexico and Canada, we managed to stave off a potential tariff trade war for about 30 days. It's on pause. There was an agreement. We're going to see where we're at in 30 days from now. But starting today, we are officially implementing 10% tariffs on all goods coming from China to the U.S. And now Xi Jinping said he's going to be hitting back with 15% tariffs on U.S. goods going into China. And so it looks like the tariff war, the trade wars with the U.S. and China have begun. And we're going to see, are these going to escalate? Are we going to see more tariffs and more trade wars and things enhance? Or are we going to see an agreement like we saw with Mexico and Canada? We will see, and whatever unfolds, I'll be sure to keep you guys up to speed here on the channel. So that is the latest. Thank you so much for joining me. Don't forget to hit the like button if you haven't done so yet. It helps spread this out further so more people can get the latest updates. Subscribe to stay up to date. It's totally free. Why not? Thank you so much for joining me. These articles are linked down below with additional resources as well. And I will catch you guys in the next one. That is the latest, you guys. Thank you so much for joining me. Take care